Honor.
Joining us right now, former Florida Congressman Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. He's the author of a brand new book. It's called Guardian of the Republic. And by the way, this Monday at 7 p.m., you can meet the Colonel and get your book signed there over at Barnes & Noble at Tyson's Corner Mall. Alan West, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to be with you, Larry and Brian. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Well. We got so much to talk to you about, but I want to start with, I follow you on Twitter. Everyone should. It's Alan West, 2 L's with an E-N, by the way, in the first name. And yesterday, you were just like me. I was so excited that we were celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hank Aaron becoming the home run king. And in the steroid era, as far as I'm concerned, Hank Aaron is still the home run king.
Absolutely.
And then he made those comments comparing the Republican Party to the Ku Klux Klan. You took to Twitter and you tweeted out, "I idolized Hank Aaron as a kid, but, sir, I'd like to chat with you regarding history and the Democrats and the KKK. Pretend I'm Hank Aaron. What kind of chat would you like to have?"
Well, first of all, I would tell him that, it was an honor selling Cokes at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, watching him play. It was, an incredible blessing to be able to, attend school with his two sons, Hank Jr. and Larry, at Marist School. But, when you think about the history of the Democrat Party, it is the history of Jim Crow, of segregation, of the KKK, of literacy tests, of poll tax. You have to understand that the civil rights legislation that was passed in 1964 was enabled by Senator Everett Dirksen, a Republican, against the Democrats such as Robert Byrd and Al Gore Sr., who did not want to see it pass. And when you look today at, you are talking about, compare Republicans to the KKK because they disagree with Barack Obama. This is not about color. This is about content of character. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure you disagree with Barack Obama, but you're not wearing a hood anywhere.
Well, that's what I said in the full post on our website, alanbwest.com, is that, I disagree with his policies, and I don't think that I have any relationship with the KKK. And this is the type of, the type of incendiary talk that we don't need. And of course, I also asked in the full website post, well, so were blacks that disagreed and attacked George W. Bush, are they racist as well? I mean, so, we've got to stop this. We have to start looking at people as far as their thoughts, their ideologies, their character, what they're doing for the American people. And look, you guys know very well that in April 2009, Barack Obama canceled the D.C. school voucher program. Now, that's not consistent with the values that my parents raised me with in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, to value education as a key to opportunity. Obviously, Barack Obama does not believe so. The first black attorney general, Eric Holder, he unleashed him against the school voucher program in Louisiana, and he continues to embrace Bill de Blasio, who is attacking the charter school programs, Success Academy out of Harlem.
You mentioned
something is not right.
You mentioned the Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder. Now, very interesting, sort of a heated hearing on Capitol Hill earlier this week. He got into Louis Gohmert, very sort of testy exchange there. And then the next day, he went to speak to Reverend Al Sharpton's group, and he used what some people are calling the race card. Listen.
You look at the way, and forget about me. You look at the way the Attorney General of the United States was treated yesterday by a House committee. Had nothing to do with me. Forget that. What Attorney General has ever had to deal with that kind of treatment? What president has ever had to deal with that kind of treatment?
Now, he doesn't come out and say it's because we're black, but that is the suggestion.
Oh, we know what the implication, the implied meaning is. But look, guys, this is what I would say. And Eric, if you're listening, what type of cheese would you like with that wine? Because that is absolutely deplorable. Again, we're talking about individuals that have the lowest standards of character. I mean, Barack Obama is the biggest liar that we have ever seen in the White House. For him to have abandoned 4 Americans to die in Benghazi and call it a phony scandal, for he and Eric Holder to be involved in this heinous attack against, conservatives just because they believe opposite of them with the IRS scandal. And Eric Holder has not done anything to investigate that. As a matter of fact, Eric Holder has not been forthcoming with Operation Fast and Furious and the death of Brian Terry, the Border Patrol agent, and hundreds of Mexicans. So, it is very easy for them to go in front of, the Kool-Aid drinking black audience of the National Action Network, of the charlatan Al Sharpton, and, complain like little children. This is why they don't need to be in office. We need leaders. You know, Vladimir Putin is looking at Eric Holder and Barack Obama cry like little babies about people aren't treating us right because we're black. And he's stomping across, Crimea and possibly in eastern Ukraine because he realizes the lack of resolve we have.
Alan West, we do need leaders, and a lot of people are looking to you, frankly, and the fact that you have this new book coming out right now, in fact, and you can go to his book signing this Monday at Tyson's Corner Mall at 7 p.m. at the Barnes & Noble. The book is called Guarding the Republic. A lot of people are looking at this book as sort of your prelude to possibly running for higher office. And I read an excerpt from your book where you explain why you want to protect this country, why you want to guard this republic, and it's because of what it's done for you. Why don't you expand on that a little bit?
Well, when you think about, being brought up in the inner city neighborhood that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born and raised in Atlanta, like I said, going and selling Cokes in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium and watching Hank Aaron. Unfortunately, it was a school night back 40 years ago when he hit the home run against Al Downing, and I could not go work that night, but I was watching it on television. And now I'm sitting here with you guys talking on WMAL about national level issues and, what this country has done for me, the opportunities it has given me to command a battalion in combat, to be a member of the United States Congress, the only two black Republicans from the state of Florida, myself and Josiah T. Walls back during the Reconstruction era. This is the American dream. And what this country has afforded me, what this republic has afforded me, and that's the key that we understand that, it is important that we serve and we guard these principles and values that have made America the greatest, most exceptional nation that the world has ever known. But when you have these individuals like the Eric Holders and like the Barack Obamas, they're seeking to turn this country into a welfare nanny state, into a dependency society, into a social egalitarian venture that has never been successful anywhere in the world. And so when Barack Obama said we're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America, no one challenged him on that. Well, that's what this book does. It challenges, these liberal, progressive, socialist ideologues about what they're trying to do to this country.
10-second answer I need here. What higher office are you interested in running for?
Well, I just got finished running 4 miles, so maybe the next higher office is 6 to 7 miles tomorrow.
Come on. That was an evasive answer, and I'm not used to that from you.
Guys, what I tell people is that I am always willing to serve my God and my country, and whatever path that God puts me on. Look, I lost a congressional race, but God closed the door, and He's opened up incredible better doors for me. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what comes down the pike.
All right, let's finish up with one. We just asked everyone here listening what their one song is or one album that they would preserve at the Library of Congress. What about you, Colonel West?
Without a doubt, the Red Barchetta by the group Rush is one of my favorites. Whenever I get on my big 1800 VTX, that song just goes through my head.
Hold on, now we thought that you were going to go with the Police. We were told that you're a big Police fan.
Well, I do love the Police, but Red Barchetta is something incredible about that tune.
All right,
so
well,
I have to defer to them.
I'm glad you didn't pick "I'll Be Watching You" by the Police because, in light of the NSA revelations,
That's
I
not
don't
rad.
want you
That'd be creepy.
No, not hardly.
All right, Alan West, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.